Hey, you awake right now?
It's 5 a.m. I just got home. Are we doing this now?
But well, yeah, I mean it's today, right? Like today's now.
I know you said we would do it today. It's just I just thought
Yeah. So what's the problem?
nothing. I mean, I haven't gotten to bed yet. We could.
Yeah. So
So
okay. So you haven't gone to bed yet. So like we're
hang
here
on.
now.
So okay. So you're actually G Farmer then? Like
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
is
I'm the guy who wrote the book. Yeah, I got a new book
yeah.
out.
Okay.
I just
So
figured we'd talk
this
about it.
is and okay. You want me to talk about Call of Wells Fargo? Am I in this one too? Like the last time?
Well, I mean, like I just figured you're the person I'd go to because like you don't have anything going on, right? Like this is probably the most important thing of your
No, no.
day.
I mean, again, my plan was just go to sleep, talk to you, and then fucking play Persona later today, and then that's my off day.
Wait, are
So,
you? Wait, are you serious? You're playing Persona? Wait, which one?
uh, Persona 4 Golden.
Oh, really? Wait, is this your first game, or have you played the other ones?
I played Persona 3. That was fun fact. That's the only game I've ever emulated was Persona 3. So I played that on my computer.
Oh,
That
wow.
was years ago. But yeah, no. Recently, I just did this really big like deep dive into Persona 4 Golden. I fucking love it. It's
Honestly,
really good.
it gets. I'm gonna be honest with you, it gets too much shit. Like you have people, right?
Does it have a bad reputation?
Well, not really. It's just like there's two camps. You have the camp that's like, oh, this game's overrated, and you have the camp that says this game's overhated. And I'm like, no, it's good. It's really good. I think it gets too much hate, but I'm kind of in the middle.
I, I don't know. I really enjoy it. I really enjoy the characters.
Well, who's
I
your
like the
favorite?
dungeons. It's my favorite's Naoto. I really fucking love Naoto.
Okay,
Like
that's a
they're
good
all great.
choice.
Like all the characters are great. I really like. There's no character I dislike hanging out in the main cast.
I
They're
mean,
all
if I
really
may
good.
poke the bear a bit, there's a few characters. I'm not talking about Teddy. I poked the bear. That's not what I did there. There are a lot of characters that are well received. I know for me, the big one's kind of a cop out answer, but I do like Chie. I'm like the number one Chie apologist, but
No, she's
uh,
nice. She's great too. Yeah, she's great.
yeah. But yeah, if there's one character, I'm a little mixed on it. It's not necessarily the character itself because I love this character. It's like kind of what they do with him later, or like kind of the subtext around him.
Are you talking
I
Teddy or?
No, actually, Kanji. I love Kanji.
Oh. Yeah,
Kanji's great.
Kanji's a bro. I like Kanji.
The problem with Kanji is like the connotation. It gives me like this bad vibe of like, ugh, because like they're going for the whole, oh, get it? It's funny because he might be gay. Oh, he might have like gender issues, which they kind of touch on with Naoto a bit
Yeah, I
too.
kind of thought like okay, I'm at the end of the game. It doesn't seem like he's actually gay. It just seems like he's awkward. He's just you know
And like that's
autistic.
fine. I'm okay if the portrayal is just that like, he has a few things about him that he's insecure about. Like I think the bigger picture is toxic, masculinity. And that's not really a topic you get in a lot of Japanese media. That's more of like an Eastern concept, really. Sorry, Western, not Eastern. Whoa. I was on the wrong side of the map
I mean,
there.
I was at the other day. I was at the part where they start cross dressing for that pageant. Like that's an interesting play on like masculinity because the main character he just goes on there like full confidence in a dress. He's totally fine.
And it's
He's got
great.
and then there's Teddy and dressed up like Alice in Wonderland. Like I mean that's more for a joke, but like
What's weird about that
nothing makes
though,
sense.
if I may, just real quick, what's odd I find
Yeah.
that about that is that like there's kind of this strange double standard, right? People are okay with like Naoto cross dressing because we understand Naoto's whole character up to that point was a woman in Japan doesn't get taken seriously as a detective, and it's like, okay, so
Yeah.
that's also kind of a gender thing they struggle with, and by the end of the game, clearly they've passed that barrier. But I noticed
Yeah.
they're okay with like Teddy doing it. Teddy actually gets a lot of praise in the fandom for it, and I think that's great. I don't have a problem with it. But when like Kanji does it, it's like Yu Narakami's cool with it, which makes sense. He's the leader. But then they always have to have like some kind of line of like Yosuke being like, "Oh, dude, don't be gay," and I find that ironic given what he was supposed to be.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. There's a double standard because like Naruto just kind of is like, like, hey, you're cool with like however you want to be perceived, but like Kanji gets a lot of shit from Yusuke.
Yeah, and is it just because he's a guy? Like, it's okay if a girl is in drag, but God forbid the man be in drag of his own accord. And I'm just like, I don't know. So again, the issue isn't necessarily Kanji himself. It's the things surrounding him. I'm like, well, what is the author like trying to go for? Are they going for like a pro thing? Like, yeah, it's good that he's like this, or are they trying to say
I
like he
think it's. I
shouldn't
mean,
be?
I totally get it. I think it's like everyone's like, facing their shadow, and he's like, hey, like you like knitting and like, tailoring stuff. Like, just be open with yourself. Be honest with. That's like I feel like that's the whole point of the game is just being honest with your inner self, and that was just, hey, the things you like aren't perceived as manly, even though you look manly and tough. Just go at knitting. I mean, that's what
Yeah,
was kind of or supposed to be, and everything else just kind of a play off of that. Is it
absolutely.
true that the fandom doesn't like kanji? Do they really hate kanji in Japan?
No, so that's again another like interesting I wanted to bring up is that there's two camps. Over here in the West, American fans, there's a lot of kanji fans. It's over there in the East that apparently kanji is extremely unpopular, and I want to know if that comes down to like personal preference or if people are just straight up homophobic or something. They're like, oh no, he can't. He's
I
too
mean, it is
like
Japan, so I mean, I wouldn't.
it
It's
is.
probably fine.
I don't want to like come off as too judgmental, but I do have to take that into consideration as like, well, from a very narrow-minded, like more conservative sense, I can understand why they see him as a delinquent and thus not like him. But I don't know if we're
Yes.
going that route. You
Yeah,
have to.
I can imagine people from racist island don't like the delinquent character.
I mean, I understand he's written intentionally to be like not unlikable, but you're supposed to be like, oh, this guy is crazy. He dyed his hair bleach blonde. He's wearing a biker jacket. He's like threatening people.
He has some of the best comedic moments. Like that's why I'm surprised like they don't like him because like all his like
Yeah,
stupid gags hit really well.
it's odd. He's such a likable character, but you know what I find really strange? On that same token, he's like, let's talk about. I kind of briefly touched on Yosuke Hanamura. It's like I like Yosuke. I'm gonna make that clear. I have nothing against Yosuke.
Yeah,
I think he's
Yosuke's
fine.
cool. Like he's my main guy. Like I always got him in my party.
Yeah, he's great. But the thing about Yosuke is that you can't separate what you know about him once you understand that he was at one point conceived to be possibly gay or bisexual. And like I don't think that ruins any of his characterization, but it does make it questionable later when it's like he's having like, gay panic moments.
Um,
And
oh
again,
wow, that actually has a lot of subtext context then why he's freaking out. He's insecure.
he's insecure about it, which again, that's fine. Even if you cut like that romance option, I wouldn't say it undermines or ruins that concept. My issue becomes then like, okay, wait. So I get that they're teenagers, and I'm not going to pretend that like young teenagers don't do that. The young teenagers like me at that time, I'm not trying to defend it. We had moments like that where it's like, oh, our friend might be gay. We're 13. Oh, that's weird. So like, someone will pull that. Well, it's realistic, bro. That's how you'd react. But like, it's played as a joke, and whether you find it funny or not, that's more subjective. My issue is like they're kind of portraying it like, yeah, no, Yosuke's in the right for having the gay freak out against Kanji, and it's like,
Oh, are you
it's
talking
kind
about
of
the
an
tent scene where like, are you talking about when they went camping?
yeah. I'm specifically referring to that scene where like Yosuke's like, yo, bro, go on the other side of the bed. I don't want you touching me with your penis, dog. And he's like, I'm not gonna do it. And I don't hate that moment, but I do question the motive behind it. It's like, oh, is this just supposed to be like a haha? Bro, dudes are like, ooh, don't touch me, or is it like,
Yeah, I mean, if they cut that in development, like like that again, that's interesting because like I see all these recontextualized moments of like Yusuke just kind of like like because he's in the
it
closet or
changes?
something.
Yeah, then you find out
I
way.
always imagine he was like really good with like Chie. I thought they would be a couple or something, but I guess they
Yeah,
don't really like.
I think the reason for that, and I'm gonna put in a little bit of baseless speculation on top of this. There's somebody who's like, well, okay, Chie and Yosuke are supposed to have the mirrored like Junpei Yukari thing. It doesn't
I don't know.
completely work because Chie doesn't fulfill the role of the lover's arcana, but I digress. But it's that same dynamic of like bickering idiot friends who like
Yeah,
actually care about each other.
they tease each other. I think like it's a really cute dynamic.
I like it. It's fine as it is. I think the reason they were afraid to go too far with it, and again, this is the baseless speculation. A lot of people in the fandom love to ship Yukiko and Chie. Welcome back.
Wait, Yukiko?
Anyways, yeah, I think like that's the thing is that, huh?
Wait, sorry. Wait, people ship Yukiko and Yusuke, really?
No, Yukiko and Chie. So sorry, I misspoke. Yeah, no, because Yukiko and
Wait,
Chie, they're
well, I mean, hey, they got the twin dragon thing. Not that I thought anything between them going further. Well, they have no, actually, no, they really are twisted together because of the whole like backstory friendship.
yeah. When you first meet them, they're kind of like described
Is
as
Persona 4 really just like super gay and everyone with a combo attack is meant to be like shipped together?
kind of
While
yeah.
you
I
just
mean, let's not forget that Teddy. All right, I'll quickly go back to that real quick. Um, I mentioned it earlier, right? I go, okay, people have a double standard for Teddy, and like that's great if you like fanboy Teddy. I have nothing against fanboy Teddy; it's fine. But there are moments where Teddy, like for one reason or another, contextually, he like flirts with Kanji when they're like quote unquote drunk at the bar, and the girls seem okay with
Oh,
it there. And I get that the whole idea is like, oh, they're not in their right minds,
listen,
oh, they're
I
intoxicated.
haven't talked to anyone about the field trip to Gekukan High or whatever
Hey,
that
how you
city
doing?
is. Where they go to the club.
I'm good. Checking in?
I haven't talked to anyone about this. I need to talk to you about how it's implied they all get drunk, right? And like three of them are like blushing and drunk, and they're all like having like a party game together, and it's really funny. It's like the funniest
Already
scene in the
prepaid.
entire
You
game.
just need a card for the incidentals, which will get returned to you. You can actually use the card right over here. How many keys would you guys like for tonight? Sure thing. And have you stayed at this property before?
No.
All right. So we have breakfast from 6 o'clock to 10 right over there. And checkout would be for 11 o'clock. If you need a late checkout, you can try to ask someone front desk if it's available. They can usually do 12 if possible. All right. So other than that, hope you enjoy your stay. You're going to be on the second floor tonight. It's going to be right down that hallway for your elevator. Here you are.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. And that's just the interesting thing.
Are you at work?
Yeah. Wait, why? Yeah, I couldn't find any other time, so I figured now is the best time to talk about Persona.
No, that's not. It's metal. The scene where they're at the club and like three of them, like imagine it, like three of them are like blushing in the face. Who was drunk? It was Yukiko. It was
Yukiko, Rise, Teddy.
It was Rise.
Those are the implied drunks. And
They're
then
obviously drunk. They're acting drunk. They look drunk, right? And then I feel like the writers, or maybe it was like not editors, like the producers of the game, developers, whoever, basically told the writers, you can't have teenagers, underage kids drunk. Okay, just make Naoto put in a line that says, like, have her reinforce, hey, you guys are just drunk off of the atmosphere. You're not actually drunk. And it's like, no, I swear to God, I don't believe that at all. I swear they actually are. Because that ruins the joke. That ruins the whole fucking scene.
It undercuts the whole thing once you realize they're sober. I mean, I know some people like that explanation. It's like, oh yeah, the placebo is a gag.
No, that's like a shitpost though. It's like, no, you're just drunk off the environment. Like that's stupid.
Yeah, I'd prefer it if the actual explanation were just because like
again, that's exactly what I did. I just imagined, no, they're actually hammered. Three of them are just hammered.
It's been a while since I rewatched. Have you ever seen the Persona 4 anime? Have you caught up with that? It's really good.
I checked out a couple of the episodes. I Naoto's my favorite, and I saw Naoto in the anime, and I was totally surprised how the voice actress actually tries to sound like a guy, and they do it pretty successfully in the anime, whereas in the game, I kind of knew from the get-go, this is a girl, isn't it? Like, you can just tell. It was a different like, tone and, like, voice acting.
Well,
so I saw a few episodes.
It's good. I mean, did you like it, or you think you're going to watch more later? I don't want to, like, give away. It's not a major thing, but...
I mean, yeah, there's not too long. I might, check it out once I finish the whole game. I'll finish the whole series. It's weird when they get to the dungeons and they just like cut down a couple enemies. I'm like, I'd rather just play the game for those.
I mean, if you're down after this, I know it's really early morning, but like maybe we can watch it. Just curious.
I mean, are you cool to jump in at like episode like 5 or something?
Yeah, I mean that's fine. I've already seen it a few times. So I asked, the reason I asked that is because I don't want to give something away. It's like a minor thing, but when we get to the club episode, they do flesh out a little more. I'm not going to say like they rewrite that because they don't. But I liked this moment, and it does get ruined in hindsight once you know they're not really drunk. It keeps cutting to you, and it's showing Kanji's reaction as he just sees like a stone cold faced you just like gulping down more. It's great. He just keeps taking more and more shots.
Is he trying to like fit in? Is he trying to get buzzed?
I don't know. That's the thing. The funny thing is that the whole episode when he's like that, he's just stone cold face. He looks like bored. It's like he looks soulless. It's great. And it gets a little rude when you realize, oh, he wasn't actually drunk. It would have been funnier if he was, and like it just dulled his senses, and he just didn't care. But I do.
Again, it's a really funny scene. I could just totally tell, like the developers were like, change that.
Last name? SH. Alright, David, right? Okay. Oh, are you happen to say with that group? Okay, so we actually have the card on file for the room tax incidentals already. I had just spoken to Dave. Right. How many keys would you like? Two, please. Absolutely. So just for your references, we have complimentary breakfast from 6 to 10 right there. And housekeeping is set for every other day. Is that all right? Okay. So otherwise, if you need like towels or anything, you can get in the front desk when they're available. Okay. And do you want 1 or 2 keys tonight? No, I may have already asked. It's just the monotonous of the job. Sometimes I forget if I already know somebody. There you go. You're on the 3rd floor tonight. It's straight down ahead of you. Enjoy. Where's that closest place I could get something to eat? So there's a plaza right behind us that has a lot of options. Okay. What kind of food were you looking for? Okay, yeah. Check that one first. If nothing in there, you can, but unfortunately we had to place a gate over there for reasons. So I mean, you can go down that stop sign and then make a left, and it's your next immediate left. You're in the shop at the plaza. Okay. Thanks. No problem. And so that's my question: is like, is the characterization of you in the anime, like, how serious should we take that? Because he's a silent
I mean,
protagonist.
he's very playful. Like he keeps a serious face from what I saw, but like they throw a lot of gags in his lap, which I don't mind. It's funny.
Honestly,
It's
I kind of like it, and here's why. At first, he's like, played completely straight, like he has no social skills. He has very dry
that's
sarcasm.
weird. That's weird that the anime shows the social stats or the all the skill stats. It's like how is he like developing that?
I actually kind of, again, I don't want to defend everything because I'm not going to say every creative decision they make is like perfect. But for an adaptational choice, I like the idea that they're like simplifying his progression because they're probably going to do. It's been a while since I've seen all the three. I'm pretty sure there's like the occasional one-off episode of like, and here's the side stuff outside of like social links.
Right.
It's just implied that at some point in a montage we don't see this guy's like spending time reading, or I kind of like the idea that it subtly belies that he's just becoming more humanistic the longer he interacts with people. I think
I mean, that's the whole point of the game is like, make friends and like, develop your social bonds.
Don't be
I
an
guess
antisocial
he's doing
like
that.
Nate. Yeah.
We're seeing that. We're seeing him, talk to people, making friends.
So
Hey, can we talk about the gameplay grind of Persona 4? Like,
yeah, I mean,
in my experience, I found that it's super easy to just go around grinding in the halls.
it is.
But
That's
like
what
from
I
the
did.
fourth boss onward, that fucking video game boss, it starts curb stomping you. Like it gets really hard to beat the bosses. Okay, Naoto was an easy boss battle.
It was.
But the 4th boss and then totally the heaven theme boss.
Yeah.
Whatever his name was.
Namatame. Yeah, he's
Namatame. Super awesome fight. I love the music in that. It's really cool. The possession gimmick, how he takes over your teammates. It's cool. I barely scraped by that fight. But like again, like dungeon grinding, easy. Then you get to the bosses, and it's like, oh yeah, now here's your challenge. I'm like, okay, why can't the dungeon be challenging?
Yeah, of course. That is
that. But did you feel it too? Like there's like
a little
disconnect between like.
It's hard for me to really, because like I got to give a little more context for my exposure. So I also, just by sheer coincidence, happen to be somebody who started with Persona 3 Portable. I likewise emulated it. At the time I was in high school, my friends were like, yo, check out this game. It's super cool. Oh shit, how do I get it? Here, I'll put it on your phone. I'm like, oh, sweet. So I played on like an old Android phone in 2011 or something. In hindsight, I'm surprised that game ran at full speed because I did a full playthrough on that. That was my exposure to the game. I was like, okay, this is pretty great. And then I picked up Persona 4 not too long afterward, but at this point, Persona 4 Golden didn't exist, so I had to play a bit of the original PS2 Persona 4, which, if you don't know, outside of like content differences, there's a huge difference in the game's difficulty and scaling. So one of the most notorious examples, I mean, I'll keep it quick. The kanji fight was way more difficult. Like the original kanji fight did not have the weakness to Agi or Bufu skills at all. You could not weaken him. You just had to
those minions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's funny is that the anime kind of acknowledges that because the anime is based on the original. So in that fight, you see them struggling because in the original game, it was a notoriously difficult fight. But in Golden, it's a stop fest.
Wow, I didn't realize that. That would make the fight a lot harder if you couldn't,
Yeah, if you can't knock them down and get extra turns, it's a completely different fight. So with that in mind, there were a few other nerfs and buffs like that. So when playing Original 4, I was like, ooh, there's some tough moments. And when I played Golden, just because I guess I had that exposure, I'm like, oh, this isn't that bad. Like, yeah, there was the occasional, like, ooh, this fight feels like it ramped up. But I always felt decently prepared just because Golden gives you so much more, like, resources with, like, combo attacks. They added so many additional features that it just made the game feel more balanced as a whole, just for me. But I can definitely see the argument that, like, especially for going for, the full end game, the true ending. Oh, that final dungeon, yeah, you better have been grinding the whole game, or you're just gonna get
Yeah, like
destroyed.
I'm not there yet. I think I'm still in January right now.
Yes, you're
It's
close.
weird. But the game feels done already. Like it's like where are the stakes? Like what's
Uh,
left?
I
It's
don't
weird.
I don't want to
It's
talk about it.
actually man, it's kind of emptying feeling because like I defeated the big bad and now I'm like in limbo and I know I have to move back to my hometown. It's kind of depressing. That's why I haven't been picking it up lately.
No, that's fair. That is fair. I won't say that's the point because I don't know if that's really what the intention is. I will say there is a point to it, but the only thing I don't like about it, I don't know about you, but the problem with Atlas's games, and this is an exclusive to 4, this arguably started way before that game. They are very vague with what you are required to do to get the true ending. And they give you very few cues to know, like, hey, you better make the right decision right now, or else your save file is
Oh
null and
my
void.
god. I totally botched the
No, you did? Oh
yeah,
my god.
I did. What did I say?
That's so bad. I
I
hate
didn't really
that.
okay. I didn't really understand that like this is like a game where when text options appear on your screen, they usually carry a lot of weight. They're not just like for flavor. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I'll just play hesitant. Like, I don't wanna be in the room when we kill Nawatame. And it's like, okay, well then you're just committing to like infighting and then you lose and I have to start over. Like shit. So I found out afterwards, oh, okay, you have to like pick like and I like this at the same time, it's like being deductive, but it's like, man, I thought I had a second chance to call it out. So I
Yeah,
had
of
to do that
course.
again.
And most people would be inclined to think that. Like, you think there's a safety net, but no, there's like no leadway. You just better have made the right choice and you better have
Yeah,
just
so yeah,
known it.
I absolutely get that. Totally get that.
All right. So I brought that up because, and I'm sorry that happened to you, because you would think it would end with the Namatame thing, right? You'd think it would end with the Adachi thing. Oh, you didn't give the right information. The game
Actually, can I
just,
just say, like, I
yeah,
guess this goes into the non-canon camp, but like, if you do the fuck up ending, there's this really good line that really resonated with me with Chie just like shouting at everyone, like, I don't want one of my like memories with all my friends to be like complicit in murder, and it's just, I can't like restate how she said it, but such a good delivery, and it doesn't happen when you get the correct like choice of
yeah,
dialogue. But oh, what a good line! It's only when you back out at killing him, and then you're just like, well, I guess that's it. Come on, you'd think the day afterwards they'd be like, we're
yeah, of
thinking
course.
on it. Maybe we should just go back to questioning him.
Just
It
a
was
little
weird.
bit. No, they just,
It broke my heart seeing it skip 3 months. Like, what the fuck happened? I want to play all that.
yeah, maybe when they re-release Golden again, they'll like add a new additional the missing 3 months.
Yeah,
Oh,
and are they gonna do Persona 4 Platinum? Because I know we got Reload coming out
we
next.
all joke about it. They claim at the moment, yeah, at the time we're recording this, Reload is yet to release. They've said in an interview, we don't plan on doing this with future games for now, but 4 is their cash cow, and if this game does extraordinarily well, like 5 did way better than expectation, I see no reason why they wouldn't do it. I really can't think of
It's
a
been a long
reason.
time. It's been years since I played Persona 3, but I want to get Reload. I want to jump back into that and
I'm
finish
looking
it like
forward
that.
to it, you know.
Yeah.
But
I never I never played Persona 5. I
really,
want to finish 4, and I want to take a break. I want to take a big break because I know if I get into Persona 5, it's probably going to eat up my life like Persona 4 did.
that's fair.
I just hold some restraint.
You know, my friend just recently did I don't know if he finished it. He got really far into it. Yeah, I have a friend named Sam. Yeah, he's pretty good at the game.
Whoa, what the hell are we supposed to be talking about?
I don't know.